to simplify the future. Your future is simply the accumulation of present moments. Hola, hola mi gente. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Vanity B. If you're new here, this is a safe place where we discuss faith, mindset, womanhood, and all things spiritual science. So if that interests you, make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit that bell notification so that you're notified when I post a video. I post weekly. I'm gonna jump right into this video because I want to make it quick. However, I want to simplify shifting reality and shifting your mindset as much as I possibly can, because I think it's come to my attention how hard it is to grasp the understanding of a person shifting reality when they're jumping all over the internet, opening up all sorts of books to try to understand this. And it's simply everything that you're trying to manifest or pray into your life or accomplish in life is simply right now a bajillion times. Everything that's happening in this very moment will lead to the future you. So the moment that you can understand that, the moment you can understand when you're shifting reality, you're doing it on a moment by moment basis, a second by second basis. And the simplest way that you can understand shifting realities is deciding in that very moment and knowing in that very moment the identity that you choose to embody in that moment. You can either choose to embody the identity of a multimillionaire, or you can choose to embody the state of a person who is a free spirit who can do whatever they want without responsibilities. It is simply shifting your thought or your action in that moment. That is the simplest way that I can bring into layman's terms what reality shifting is. There's so many like meditations and, exercises and daily routines and things of that sort that people will draw people into to try to understand what reality shifting is. But the moment that you understand it in its simplest form, you will understand that every single moment that you are living, breathing, talking, just being alive is a form of shifting reality. The thing with shifting your reality from what it is right now is your awareness. You becoming aware and understanding that where you are right now is because of your current state of mind, your current mindset. So for you to shift from this reality, where you're at right now, what you've been exhibiting for the past years, if it's lack of money, if it's a unhappy marriage, if it's an unhappy career, whatever it is, you have to bring your awareness to the front and center and understand, what am I embodying in this very moment? For example, you're wanting to be a multimillionaire, or you want a healthy marriage, or you want to start a new business, or you want a new job. What are you identifying with in that very moment that's keeping you from reaching that moment? I know people hear this all the time, but it's really that simple. What is keeping you in the current reality that you're in right now? You don't think that you meet all the accolades or all the requirements for that new position at that job. In that very moment is what you're identifying with, and in that very moment is what you're going to keep seeing. So for you to shift your reality, I'm gonna put it in this way. It's just making that decision and just remembering. Manifesting is knowing and remembering. If anybody tells you anything different, we manifest all day long. So for anybody who does not like that term, oh well. When you're trying to create a new reality, when you're trying to create a new life for yourself, you're setting these goals, you're in your notebook, you're journaling, you're writing down what you want. Every single day when you're waking up, when you're doing your daily routines, let me just simplify this. Let's just say this. We just shifted from 2024 to 2025. How many times in the first couple weeks of a new year, you're writing your paperwork and you're putting January 5th, 2024, and you're like, oh no, it's 2025. You erase it and you put 2025. Or when you're talking to somebody and they're like, oh, what's today's date? January 5th, 2024. Oh no, January 5th, 2025. That's as simple as it is. When you're remembering that old story or that old reality, you just have to bring your awareness right back to what you're currently trying to shift into, and just be like, oh yeah, I'm already a manager at my company. Every time you're talking about your job, let's say, and this is where the delusion kicks in. And I know some people don't understand the concept of delusion and being in that crazy state of believing it, or just saying that it happened before it happened. But that is literally how you speak things into fruition. Believe it is done, and it is done. When you're praying for something, some of my favorite Bible verses are, take every thought captive into the obedience of Christ. Your thoughts on a moment-for-moment basis, on a day-to-day basis, on a minute-for-minute basis, second-for-second basis can literally shift you from one reality to the other. Like you're constantly in a loophole. You might have your confidence here, and then something you have in your awareness, in your observation, can trigger you back into remembering the old patterns, and then you're back into that old state. If you can just take that bit of information of understanding, the moment that you shift your awareness back from, oh, it's not 2004, it's 2025, and just move on about your day, you are shifting reality. That is as simple as it is. Oh, I'm not a cashier. I'm not a cashier. I'm a manager, and just move on about your day. Even if you're not in that moment a manager, you have to keep embodying it, and you have to keep repetition, rewiring those neural pathways so that your mind can start programming itself for that manager position. That is how you're shifting realities. Perception creates reality. Perception is everything. Everybody has their own perception in life, and that's something that we have to come to terms with. Even in the same types of communities, you think everybody's on the same page. You talk to people long enough and you see that there are conflicting views. Why? Because perception is everything. The moment that people start understanding that, the more they'll stop taking offense to how everybody else views the world, and they'll start altering their own thoughts and their own perception of everything and everybody, and they'll slowly but surely, you'll start to change everything in your life. Anything that you give your awareness to, your attention to, is going to shift according to what you see it as. You must give everything a meaning. So let's say if you're trying to pass a test so that you can be in a new position at work, you have to take this test, and every time you fail, you're giving the meaning to that failing test as if you don't qualify. Instead of giving it that meaning, you have to give your awareness there, and this is literally making me a better manager. And because I'm rewiring my neural pathways and I'm learning this material over and over again, because I keep taking this test over, the simple fact that I failed this 3 times and I'm going to pass it on the 4th time makes me a better pick for this manager position than the person who just took it 1 time and they passed it because of luck, beginner's luck. You have to give everything meaning, even if it sounds delusional to everybody else. The world is already delusional. The thing about particles in this realm, mind you, everything in this realm does not exist. It's empty space. Literally, it's like what, 95% empty space. 5% is actual physical matter in the entire world, in the entire universe. So the moment that we bring our awareness to anything at all, those particles are existing in a space that has infinite possibilities depending on who is observing it. So the moment that a person observes something and they give it meaning, then that alters the reality of what that particle could possibly turn into, which is why on a moment-to-moment basis, you are shifting your reality and you are shifting your mindset. But if you're not aware of what your thoughts are consisting of, if you're not aware with the identity that you're identifying with in those very moments, and you allow your mind to just think on its own without taking captivity of every thought, you're gonna continue with the same reality that you're experiencing now that is undesirable. If you can understand that little bit of truth, everything that the future holds is nothing more than a continuation of present moments. And if you take these present moments into captivity, captive, and bring your awareness and your observation. And when I say your awareness, there's a million thoughts going on in your head, but then you also hear a voice. When you are front and center with your thought and where you're allowing that thought to go. I just noticed that crazy thought just came into my mind. I wonder where that came from. That is your awareness peaking. If that thought can exist and that voice can exist, differentiate the two. The awareness is the voice that's observing the thought. So the moment that you take that awareness off of those thoughts and then put it on thoughts that you want, that's when you have control of your reality. That's when your perception changes, and that's where your reality starts shifting. It is literally so much simpler, and I know that people are going to run from video to video, book to book, content to content to try to understand this concept in so many different, just complicated ways, because there's so many people who are teaching this stuff and so many people who are saying it in such extravagant words and in these big long theories. And it's literally, if you just understood the present moment, every little thing that you do plus your awareness, you're shifting reality instantly. You may not see it, and this is the thing that gets people caught up, is they don't see the change automatically when they're trying to manifest or when they're trying to shift reality. And the thing is, everything that happens here in the physical happens in the spirit first. Everything that happens here in the 3D happens in the 5D first. You have to bring your awareness and you have to keep shifting. There's two different ways that I looked at this. Well, one different way. When I started to understand how the 3D changes according to the 5D, is you have to look at everything like little pixels on a computer screen, because literally that's what we are. We're like a computer. We're in a simulation, and people don't understand how these particles come together to bring things into fruition and bring it into full materialization. Like what you're thinking about will materialize, but you gotta think about it like little particles shaking on a computer screen until it creates this picture and it's in front of us. That's how you have to think about reality shifting. Little by little, the more that you continue, the more that you repeat this habit of constantly bringing your awareness to that present moment, to those present thoughts, and then shifting back. It's not 2024, it's 2025. I'm not single, I am married. I'm not broke, I am a multimillionaire. The moment that you're constantly doing that is when those neural pathways will begin to rewire, and then it's going to happen instantly. You're going to start just exactly what you're experiencing now, and the reality that it's undesirable. You're going to start experiencing the reality that is desirable, and it's going to come easily and effortlessly, because it's going to become that identity where you don't have to do the work to it. Of course, there's many other steps that people can incorporate. routines, habits, and intention is very, very important when you're shifting these realities, but understanding the basics of it so that you're not complicating it in your mind is always going to be the starting point, because you can have all of the information. How many people have the information at their fingertips? Look at our phones, filled with information, but they don't understand and they can't grasp the concept of what this means. And it's really so simple. And I'm not gonna act like I knew it off back. It took me years listening to the terminology of neuroscience and understanding quantum physics, and then reading the Bible, and then reading other spiritual things, and then just understanding spiritual science. It wasn't until I was like, it clicks. I had to turn off all of the devices, close all of the books, and understand I've been doing this the whole time. However, I just wasn't aware of how simple it was. I was complicating it. Do not complicate it. Do not complicate it. The moment that you understand present moment, it's not 2024, it's 2025, shift, go on about your day. You don't have to dwell on it. Just constantly keep doing that, and it will change. It will change. You will shift into a different reality. Think about where you have come, where you have come from, especially if you've been doing the work, if you've been watching the videos and reading the books and the self-help books, and dabbling into everything that's going to, materialize your goals, and you still haven't fully gotten a grasp of it. It's because you're complicating it too much. Just understand the basics and understand what it is that you're trying to do and how simple it is, and then you can add all those other things that are tools that can help you. Those routines, those journaling prompts, those affirmations every single day, taking time aside and being intentional for 10, 20, 30 minutes just to focus on materializing what you're trying to manifest, and taking time to just focus and reprogram the subconscious mind. There's nothing wrong with that. However, we're making it a lot more difficult than we need to, and it's as simple as those continuation moments that will create the future. It is not 2004, it is 2025. Okay, move on. That's it. Do that with everything that you're trying to shift. And I promise you, over time, it will change. It will change. The 3D must change. The flesh must change. It's happening. What you cannot see, there's always movement. Everything is vibrating. Everything is always shaking. This universe is never still. Just understand, anytime that you're vibrating at a high frequency, but then you go back to that old story, back to that old identity, you're shifting realities. You're just shifting in the opposite way. But I'm just going to leave the video here at this moment, because there's so much more that I could get into in this video. I just don't want to even make it that long. But understanding those two concepts, I promise you, just start there and don't complicate it, and it's going to become easier. Build your confidence. Start talking to yourself in kind ways. Start affirming the things that you want, and do not make your affirmations or what you're trying to change your beliefs about, do not complicate that either. 1 or 2 beliefs that you're having trouble embodying, take those and just repeat them, and remember to shift. Every time that negative thought comes into your mind, just shift it with that. Even if it's 10 different negative thoughts, take that one positive thought and replace each of those 10 negative thoughts surrounding that topic or that particular area in your life, and replace it with the one until you don't have resistance to it. Okay, I'm gonna just leave it here. Anyways, if you like this video, make sure that you hit like and subscribe if you haven't, and make sure that you share it if it's helped you. And I'll be back with another video. Make sure that you tell your friends. I'll be posting weekly, and I'm staying on my recording. That is a goal. That is a reality shift that I'm trying to make, is being consistent with recording my videos, because I do have a lot to share. I do have a lot to teach, because it's just helped me. I've seen what I've practiced, and I'm ready to just share it with the world. So if that's what you like, if this was helpful, just make sure you hit that like. So peace out.